We're starting off muggy this morning. We've got 73 in Springfield, 72 in Branson, 72 in Rolla, 70 in Mountain Grove. We've got dew points in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Very sticky, very humid, and that's how we're going to stay through the day today. Lots of sunshine, shooting for a high of about 91 here in Springfield, and maybe an isolated shower or two through the afternoon. As the kids are heading out the door, temperatures will stay in the 70s. Plenty of sunshine through the day today. Hot and humid by this afternoon with temperatures in the lower 90s and feel-like temperatures in the upper 90s. Futurecast showing you a couple of isolated showers and storms this afternoon, but we're not looking at widespread rain today. We'll have another muggy morning tomorrow and another hot and humid afternoon tomorrow with temperatures again in the 90s. And then we'll have a cold front that will push through, bringing in rain chances and slightly cooler temperatures for the day on Friday. Notice temperatures only going to top off in the middle 80s. We'll keep the 80s for the day on Saturday, and as that front retreats out, we'll have an isolated shower or two, but the heat does return. We'll have 90s back Sunday and Monday, and we're tracking a tropical system down near the Bahamas that could bring in some isolated showers through the day on Tuesday.
All right, thank you, Beth. Eating healthy is not always feasible for families on tight budgets.
And that's why Cox Medical Centers are hosting a Pack the Pantry food drive. We go to Hannah Zettel this morning, who is live there at Cox South.
That's right. Pack the pantries. That is what's going on at Cox Health locations around Missouri, here in Springfield, Branson, Monette, and Barton County. And to talk about it this morning, we have Caitlin McConnell. Thanks for being here. Tell me a little bit about Pack the Pantries.
So Pack the Pantries is our annual healthy food drive where we work to collect canned goods and non-perishable food items that can be used in our local food pantries.
Sure, and so the focus is healthy food, you know, low sodium, low fat. What are some ideas for people to bring?
Yeah, so low sodium, just like you said, low sodium canned goods, no sugar added fruit cups, things like that, whole grains, rice, pasta, things that really will help support a healthy lifestyle. You know, we want to make sure, especially when people are dealing with health conditions, that they have the food that they can use to really support them living a healthy life.
Right, and it's not always feasible to eat healthy, so here at the Springfield location, there's a new initiative going on to help with that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so one of our physicians has developed a new program where patients can be diagnosed with food insecurity. Unfortunately, we know we have high rates of poverty throughout the Ozarks, and food insecurity goes with that very frequently. And so this will allow patients to be diagnosed with food insecurity, and they can use that prescription, so to speak, to go to local resources and get food that they need.
Right, that's so interesting and like such a necessary way to combat the issue, which is pretty prevalent here in our area. In addition to that, it's also going to different charities, so tell us a little bit about the Springfield one.
Yeah, so the Springfield one is going to be going to Crosslines, and that one through Crosslines will actually be going back to our patients that are diagnosed with food insecurity. So it's kind of a neat circle through that program, and at our other sites we have different charities we're working with so that food stays local as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all your help this morning. Pack the Pantries. It's going on at a Cox Health location near you until September 30th in Springfield. Hannah Zettel, Ozarks First.
All right, thank you, Hannah. A story now with your right to know. Lawrence Timmons was arraigned in court yesterday for first-degree murder. He was recently arrested in connection to a 30-year-old cold case involving the death of Cynthia Smith. The News Leader reports one of the witnesses in the grand jury indictment is Kelly Siegler. She's a former Texas prosecutor and now an executive producer on a TV crime show called Cold Justice. It helps rural police departments investigate cases by providing resources to examine DNA evidence and financial matters. But we still don't know what Lawrence County investigators found in the last 2 years that pinned Timmons to the Smiths' murder. Timmons is requesting a public defender, even though the state does believe he can pay for an attorney himself.
A Purdy man will spend the next 15 years in prison for attempting to distribute methamphetamine. 71-year-old Guadalupe Urbina Rodriguez was sentenced in court yesterday after law enforcement seized a package of meth back in 2018 that was addressed to him. According to documents, he was involved in a large-scale conspiracy to distribute meth from California to various places around the country. Police discovered 12 other packages of meth that had originated from the same place in California. A man is dead following a single vehicle crash in Douglas County. 53-year-old Mitchell Garcia was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash report shows he was driving on Missouri 76 east of Good Hope when his vehicle ran off the road and overturned. Garcia was ejected from the vehicle.
Let's move to a market watch for you now. With Americans waiting to see the end of a trade war with China, there's been big movement on the price of gold in the United States. Right now, an ounce would run you about $1,500, which is the highest it's been in about 5 years. Its price is currently up over 20% compared to this time last year. Financial planner Stephen Evans says it has a lot to do with worldwide debt, but also says buying gold can be as volatile as playing the stock market.
I mean, in 2008, it shot up all the way to $1,800 and then fell to $1,000. You know, it's not like there's no dividends in gold. There's no, I mean, it is all what people think it's worth. It's not like a company that has profits and you can see, like, its financials. Gold has no financials. I mean, it is perceived value of what people think it's worth.
Analysts from Citigroup predict gold could be up over $2,000 an ounce in the next couple of years, but those prices can also change pretty quickly.
In more local news, today marks the 18th anniversary of 9/11.
In remembrance of those who were lost in the horrific events that happened that day, College of the Ozarks is holding a 9/11 memorial ceremony later this morning. It'll be held at the Lest We Forget 9/11 Memorial on the college's campus starting at 9. It'll include music, the raising of the 9/11 National Remembrance Flag, and remarks from the college's president.
And Laclede County is inviting the public to its 9/11 Never Forget ceremony. That one will be held at the Laclede County Government Center front grounds beginning at 4 this afternoon. Music and a guest speaker will be included in the ceremony. Also happening today is the First Responder 9/11 Memorial Remembrance Ceremony in Springfield. You can find some more information on that on our website. In your political news, Democrats are calling for a discussion on gun reform during the special session this week. That session focuses on legislation related to sales tax on cars.
Democrats used the chance to file multiple bills on gun reform in an effort to push Governor Parson to extend the session to take on those issues.
It is up to the governor to expand the call that's happened before, and we filed these bills to demand that the conversations start, to prove that there is an array of conversation that can happen around this, but we as the leaders of Missouri need to step up to the plate and have this discussion now. None of us believe that we have a one-piece solution to deal with this crisis, but the conversation has to happen. And, you know, I don't believe that any one of us wants to take away the Second Amendment rights from law-abiding citizens.
Meanwhile, Parson was in St. Louis yesterday talking with city leaders about violent crime. St. Louis has already seen 138 homicides this year. Almost a dozen of those killed were children.
Everybody was at the table. Everybody had an open discussion of what powers, what we could provide to one another to fight violent crime.
And Parson also commented on Democrats' actions in Jeff City.
I want to protect the rights of the Second Amendment to law-abiding citizens in this state. That's what the Constitution, I believe, says. What they do for the legislative action, till they do it, I'm not going to make a commitment whether I support it, whether I don't support it. But I think there's going to be discussion about it, and I think that's a good thing to have.
President Trump also tweeted his endorsement for Governor Parson in the upcoming 2020 election last night as well. Quickly, 9/11 is the big trend that's happening today. We have a lot of local events remembering those sorts of things. If you just missed it a few moments ago, ozarksfirst.com will have a list of those and how you can also remember as well. One last check. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say the Springfield ceremony gets going at 11.
All righty. One last check of our forecast as well today.
Hot and humid. Lots of sunshine, and then shower chances return Thursday into Friday.
All right, just look at the whole week's forecast. You know the drill by now.
Yeah.
Drink lots of water. Stay inside if you can. Thanks for waking up with us on this Wednesday morning.